Hello and welcome. I am so glad you're here. I'm Beth, a creator-based coach with CMH Coaching for Life. I'm here today to help you and those you love create a life you feel grounded and at home in. Think of a life where you feel peace, love for those around you, and in a flow with just enough challenge to keep you happy and creating something wonderful. Sounds like magic, but it's not. You can create that life every single day. You can have a life full of love, excitement, hope, and creation. Our mission at CMH Coaching is to flood the earth with light through compassion, mindfulness, and hope. And I'm going to ask a favor of you. If you like what you see and hear today, think of someone you know that would enjoy and benefit from this message. Our mission is to flood the world with compassion, mindfulness, and hope. Share this with them. But for now, this is time just for you. So settle into whatever you're doing and enjoy this time with the girls, where we create that one awesome, amazing, perfect life every one of us is seeking.
You gotta watch your thinking. Watch your thinking. Watch your thinking.
Welcome to A Creator-Based Life. We are here celebrating summer. Can you see it? No makeup, just a t-shirt dress.
Shirts.
Our loving summer self-care. Jacine, is it South Padre?
No, health
Sure.
source.
Health Source. Okay,
Health
but it's
Source.
summer
It was-
Health Source.
It
We're
was
just
a camp.
doing the summer. And this is our service to y'all, just so you know, so that you can move forward the same way. Because it's summer. It's time to just enjoy, run around with as little as possible going on. It's really, really worth it. Not too little, you guys, but it's awesome. So welcome. It's a creator-based life. It's a creator-based week. It's a creator-based summer. It's just a happy time to be alive. And we're here this week talking again about summer self-care. I'm here with Jacine Bonnet.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, she is a creator-based coach. She is a business coach. She is a fast walker, used to be runner. She is a weightlifter. Jacine is up to weights now, and all in for fitness. Can't you tell she's got that beautiful golden brown going on? And she's a grandma. And I'm Beth. I'm the author and creator of The Creator-Based Way. I'm a grandma too. And I officially sport the gray hair now, which I'm telling you guys, it has been nearly a year, but I'm starting to love it, just to love it, because it feels so authentic to me. I'm really being who I am instead of trying to be somebody different. So we're here creating life one day at a time, and it's summer self-care time. So Jacine, let's just talk about this. Today, we're going to talk about boundaries.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about our yes list, which is one of my very favorite stories to tell and talk about. We're going to talk about how to recover from emotional fatigue.
Yeah.
I know everybody's doing that. And about debugging. And we're not talking head lice, y'all.
Oh, why? Ew.
Okay, we're talking about debugging, and just listen, because it'll be the end of the podcast when we get there, but it'll be worth it. Okay. And it's nothing gross. Just saying. I just had to say it. Sorry. So, Jason, talk to me about boundaries. Just what's a boundary? Why is it important? What's your experience with boundaries?
Oh my gosh. Well, when I read the Monday morning inspiration email, I really had a shift in my thought about boundaries. Because boundaries to me were the no list, which
But they're not.
they're not. And I love how you wrote in there that it's your yes list. And you wrote, they are the things I say yes to. Write a list of all the things you currently say yes to. Evaluate and check to be sure they are still a heck yeah. And if they're not,
a heck yeah, then you don't need them.
What a cool concept. It was what do I want? Yes, in my life. I have a whole bunch of things that I have to, like obligations, but do they
You
have to
still
be?
choose to.
Right?
You made that decision to turn them into an
Yeah.
obligation, and you can unmake that decision if you want to,
Yeah.
except for children. But I think everything else you can unmake.
Children, your daily
Your
tasks,
mortgage, but I guess even with your mortgage, you could move if you really wanted to, you
your
know?
job. But even within your job, there are things that you can look at and say, is this it is this necessary or can I get rid of it? What?
Is this a heck yes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ideally, you wanna wake up in the morning, notice that it's light outside, and say, "Yes, I get to do this day."
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. And I love that. And it helped me as I as I read that and I looked at it because last week is when I received it my email. And so I was on an emergency business trip. And one of the things that I was in the clinic for 12 to 14 hours, and it was a lot. But one of the things that I did a heck yes to was when I got home, I walked to the park every
Oh,
night. And it was
lovely.
just this joyous walk, and the park was so beautiful, and there were a couple nights I took my grandkids, and it was just that was my heck yes. Those were my boundaries. I needed even though I had the obligation of work, that was necessary. I needed that, and it was important.
And well, then you
But
committed to take care of those people in your work. It was
yes.
you would follow through with. Yeah,
Yes, and it was a lot, but
yeah,
I also committed to taking care of myself, and
yes.
that just letting go and walking around the park was so helpful because the next morning I could get up and do it again. So and I had my heck yes to exercise, but there were 2 days that I only exercised 2 days while I was there, and it was because my sleep was more vital and that rest.
Yes, then exercise sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, and so it was just making those choices, what is a heck yes, and why? I had to
yeah,
have the why because I'm the why girl.
yeah.
So, how about you? Some boundaries for you.
Yes list, one of my heck yeses has to be reading a book.
Mm,
It is my reset, my personal reset. It lets me come out of my busy life and into the place where my mind is focused and centered and open with new ideas. And
mm,
that for me is almost a meditation. It's a reset for me to be in a book, especially to be in a book where I'm learning something new about coaching because I'm kind of a junkie that way, you know?
yeah,
And so I get into how to help somebody or how to do something differently. And I'm just gone. I'm in a different place. And
mm,
that it's almost like a mini vacation, which is why it's such an important heck yes for me.
mm,
Uh, my spiritual practices are all heck yes,
right.
right? I mean, they're like top of my list, heck yes. But then the reading, the exercise, Tai Chi is very quickly becoming a heck yes for me.
Mm,
Being outdoors early in the morning, especially if I can get there before sunrises and see the sun crest the horizon, is another heck yes. All of that stuff kind of happens. Oh, and meditation, 10
mhm,
minutes. That's all I ask. Give me 10 minutes for meditation. Those are all my heck yeses. And they're non negotiable. They're
mm,
just going to happen no matter where I am or what I'm doing. There is time in my day for those. Uh,
right.
Other things that are heck yes for me is eating high quality food, being with
Yes.
high quality people, thinking
Yes.
quality thoughts. Those are all heck yes. And then there's a lot of not heck yes in my life. The heck yes is what makes all of the stuff that's not a heck yes work out because it
Mm,
allows my creator focus and allows me to put that in the proper perspective. It won't overwhelm and overtake me if my heck yeses are in place.
wow, and it makes such a difference, like, in our coach training, right now, this month, we're really working on the empowerment dynamic.
Oh
And
yeah, let's talk
talked
about Ted
about
a little bit. Yep.
yeah, we talked about moving from a victim to a creator, and you just talked about that. Our boundaries allow us to not be in that victim mode. They
Yeah.
allow us to actually be the creator, and it's important for us to have those heck yes boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a very special book to me, The Power of Ted. It's a really good one. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, its author left us about 6 weeks ago. And David Emerald has passed, and his wife, Donna Zadok. Donna started a scholarship memorial fund for him,
Mhm.
his memory. And so we're really happy that we've been able to help support that. For you guys, it's a real easy thing to donate to that memorial fund for him, for David Emerald. You can just look it up online and you can do it. But Donna is carrying on, and her
Mhm.
writing has a new depth with her suffering and her missing David. It's got a new purpose to it, and it's really good. So if you guys have opportunity to visit The Power of Ted and read some of Donna's writing, it's really worthwhile. It's great. We are parallel. We both are very creator centered, and The Power of Ted has a big spot in creator based coaching.
Wow, I love that.
It's a heck yes, for sure.
I wonder if we could invite her onto the
Oh,
podcast.
wouldn't that be fun to have Donna come talk sometime? I'd love that. She's really a genius. She's very inspired. David was. I mean, he was amazing.
Yeah.
And she her main focus is business training,
Mhm.
but I know you do a lot of business training and it super translates for the
Oh
daily
gosh.
each of us individually.
Yeah, yeah, it does. Yeah,
And yeah, I think a lot of her and a lot of David. We'll have to check it out.
yeah, I
Okay,
love
so boundaries.
yes.
Structuring, make sure that all of your yeses really are heck yeses, because
Mhm.
is self-care. That's what self-care is.
It is, and it moves us into that next section in the email, which is the recovering from emotional fatigue. Like, I do this, right? It's like, "Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because didn't we all just do that as we went through the
Oh,
craziness of the end of the school year and the end of that quarter and making sure everything's done before people take vacation? You were
mhm,
just saying this morning it's a 4-day work week because it's 4th of July on Friday.
yeah, yeah,
Right, right? But are you gonna be able to celebrate on Friday if you really cram the whole weekend? No. You have to have time for self-care so you can appreciate the holiday on Friday.
mhm, mhm,
Go for a walk, to read
yeah.
something uplifting, to take a deep breath, or 3. Yeah.
Well, and recover just think about the word recovery, right? Oh,
You
how
take
many
re and then cover.
Mm.
Isn't that fun to think about
Mhm.
cover? Your cover has been, as Jen would say it, your lid's been popped, right?
Yeah.
The
Yes.
cap's been blown off.
Yes.
Or your cover's been removed, somehow broken or torn or something because of a sad or a difficult experience.
Yeah.
You need to do these things to recover yourself, to recover your heart, to reformulate and nourish your heart. Yeah, it's really
Ah,
important. Otherwise, you walk around bare to the world, and that hurts.
oh, man.
For a soul, that's not good.
Yeah, it hurts and it's hard to be your authentic self,
Yeah,
and you can't recover. Like, when you're just bare to the world, that's really hard to be your authentic self. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
So recover, you guys.
Mm.
Recover from any emotional fatigue you have been experiencing. So, how do you do recovery? I mean, we talked about yes list.
Mhm.
You've had a lot of wild travel this year. What do
Yeah.
you do for recovering from that?
Yeah, so that for me is like you, but reading, not reading, I love listening to a story. Just a just a book that just takes me away, and my favorites are the, historical fiction, and just getting into that and just losing myself in just a book is just like, oh.
It's
And
so good.
Maybe it takes me back to my childhood because I loved it when my mom read stories to me. And I love listening to stories. Like I would sit with you all day long, any of you out there, and listen to your story. And that just feeds my soul. So yeah,
You are a storyteller as well. I mean, that's how you teach is
it
usually with
is.
stories too. Yeah, so
Yeah.
stories are
Yeah.
really good thing. Mhm. I love that. Stories. They're beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something else that's big for me is music.
Oh yeah.
I just when I get hot and heavy into writing and into doing the work for the website or yeah, like I'm still if anybody out there knows how to make websites, please call me. Please, I'm begging. I worked on it again this morning. We're designing a new website and it's beautiful in phone mode, but as soon as you put it in desktop mode, it's all wonky. And I just don't know what to do with it. I'm going to go back and work on it again tomorrow. But anyway, when I get all hot and heavy into that thing and I get all stressed because I get frustrated because it doesn't turn out the way I think it's supposed to turn out, I forget about music. But
Oh
for
yeah.
me, putting on Yuruma, piano meditation music,
Mm.
just love straight piano. Being able to listen to somebody play my piano, who
Oh
just granddaughter that just plays beautifully. It's like puts me in a trance of absolute a meditative state. I just love it. And it is really, really good for emotional fatigue for me, for letting go of the frustration or letting go of the sadness, whatever it is that's been bothering me.
yeah. Yeah, and just or getting outside and you can listen to the music while you're outside. Like, yeah,
Birds, oh my gosh, or the frogs or the crickets. There's so many sounds out there. Yeah.
yeah, the birds.
Sick.
Although not the blackbirds. We have these blackbirds that are just nasty and they try to attack you when you walk by. It's horrible. So yeah, no, they're not nice.
Well, we have just a few, we call them grackles here.
Mm,
We have just a few grackles that have made their way up from the city. But since we're so far from the city, we don't have any of those. But yeah, I know the birds you're talking about. They're not very nice.
no. Mm. But the rest are. We love them.
So a list. It's time to write a list. You did your heck yeses. How about what soothes your soul?
Mhm.
What makes your heart sing? This is a self-care list, and it doesn't mean you're not obliged to do it. All it is think through your life from when you were a little girl. Like when I was a little girl, I loved to dance in the woods and pick wild strawberries. Sounds idyllic. And it was. It was beautiful. And I lived outside. I just loved it.
Mhm.
That still makes my heart sing today, only they're not wild. I grow them in the garden. But now in the morning and picking the strawberries and listening to the birds, maybe not dancing at that hour. That's on the top of my list is being outdoors in the garden. Yeah, but what's on your list of things that you just love?
Mm. Yeah, the mu
Sis, snowmobiling, crazy woman. What else?
in the winter, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, JC got herself in a snowdrift this year.
Ugh,
Yeah,
but
so I'm still
yeah.
nearly lost my friend to a snowdrift. That's not cool.
Yeah, well, tree well, yeah, those are not no bueno, no bueno. But,
No. Oh, I know one about a warm, long bath.
yeah, yeah, those are great. I'm thinking of, like, summertime things, though. I love to go outside in the we get a breeze every evening, and just watch the leaves and listen to the wind in the leaves of the trees and just sit and unwind on the back porch, and that was never me. So, y'all, if you're in your 30s and 20s and you're like, "Oh, what? This is"
Roll on your eyes, like, how's that gonna happen with my 2-year-old while they dismantle the kitchen? Yeah,
Exactly,
I get you.
exactly. So it looks different as you get older, and that's okay. So whatever it is that fills your bucket and that's on
Maybe
your
it's turning
list.
on TikTok and just being gone for 15 minutes on TikTok and laughing at some of those funny videos, right?
Exactly, yeah, the Seinfeld for my son, it's Seinfeld. Like, every day he has Seinfeld in his life just because it makes him laugh, you know? And his kids all know it. Like
Yeah, the thing is you want to reduce the emotional fatigue. You've used up a lot of emotions during the day. And if you go many days without refilling that, you're going to be short-tempered and unhappy. And so just a daily something.
And I think it's important that we name it and that we write that down and we go to that list, right? Because too often, then we fill it with things that really aren't fulfilling our needs. Maybe it's junk food. And we think, oh, that's going to make me happy or that's going to help that emotional fatigue. But then we feel like crap, right? Afterwards and or guilty or whatever it is, make it count. And to make it count, you have to identify it for yourself. What
Yeah.
is it? What is it that helps me with that emotional fatigue? And I will tell you, calling and talking to Beth and Jen, that
Isn't that so good to find a friend that is uplifting and that can help you see a longer perspective in life?
man, yeah,
Or calling a friend that you can say, just talk me off the ledge.
took me off the
I do
list.
that for Jen. Jen, just talk me off the ledge. And she's like, okay, what's going on? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's huge. It is huge. And you're right. You need to write it down. It'll be 6 years, no, but 6 years December, I lost 100 pounds.
Oh,
And in that year that I lost that 100 pounds, I developed something called an emergency action plan.
mhm.
And this self-care list is a lot like an emergency action plan. When I feel like I can't go any farther, or when I feel overloaded or overwhelmed, then I go to my list. And I still have my list stuck in the front of my notebook, because sometimes that happens. And then you open the notebook and there's the list. And just pick one. You don't even have to think about it. Just pick one and do it.
And has it changed much or at all in that 6 years? Is it still
Oh,
pretty much the same?
no, it's pretty much the same thing. It's text so and so, call so and so, write a list of gratitudes.
Yep.
One of my favorites is not so much the gratitudes, but what has gone well already today. Because when I look at, especially it's usually 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm hungry and somebody's crossed me or I had an unexpected bill or something, but it's what has gone well. It changes my perspective, because then, oh, well, this was good this morning and this was good at lunch and this was good early in the afternoon. And no longer does that bill or that unkind word look devastating because I can see what's already gone well. Perspective.
Perspective and our thoughts have so much power.
Yes, so
So
much.
much power. Oh
Yes.
my gosh. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Well,
And that's self-care.
and why not be prepared? Why not have a list
Emergency
of how
action
to
plan.
take
I
care
mean,
of
who
ourselves?
would want? I mean, you have a emergency action plan when your kids are little. You have the bottle of Ipecac, or you have, the Band-Aid kit or the whatever.
Yeah.
Why not have one for your emotional health?
Mm, 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 mm. Yep, I love it. Well,
It is a gift to those you love.
tell me about the mosquito repellent.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you now, it's
Is that
not
is that is that part of the self-care list? Is that
self-care. Well, okay, so you were talking about the power of thoughts.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
so that really leads right into emotional mosquito repellent. Now, I don't know about you, but in Texas, we have mosquitoes bad. We have the gift at our house of having barn swallows that live on the front porch and that live on the back of the house. We have two nests. And I don't know if you guys know about barn swallows, but they eat mosquitoes. And so every morning at dawn, you'll see half a dozen barn swallows flying all over the front yard. And same thing at dusk, all over the front yard, all over the backyard. So they eat our mosquitoes, but we still have some.
Mhm.
And I generally, when I go out to the garden, will put a little bit of mosquito repellent on my legs when I go out to work. Not so much for the mosquitoes, but for the chiggers. And if we're thinking about metaphors, I'm just
Mhm.
going to that seed. A chigger will get under your skin and will make you itch for 2 to 3 weeks. And it is an itch, makes my nose itch just thinking about it. It is an itch unlike anything other. It's like it makes poison ivy look easy. Okay. It is a serious dig a crater in your skin itch. It is so bad. And nothing I mean, it's terrible. So we have chiggers and we have mosquitoes, but we're going to talk about mosquito repellent first. So the emotional mosquito repellent, I think of those pesky little thoughts.
Mhm.
Like maybe we'll get off the podcast and I'll think, you really should have put makeup on before you went on. You looked so washed out. That's a mosquito thought. Okay.
I love it.
So with the mosquito thought, I would use either bug spray, or if I were smart when I got on, I would put repellent on to begin with, which I did because we just came off doing coach training.
Good.
And having an hour in coach training was just so much fun that we've already got this bug repellent, this terrible thought repellent taken care of. So I'm going to use a couple of these from the inspiration. She's going to think that was dumb.
Mhm.
I mean, how many of your friends do you visit with? Maybe you're having coffee together and you walk away and you think, I shouldn't have said that. She's going to think that was dumb.
Oh, yeah.
You can use another thought for the bug spray. Her thoughts reflect what's inside of her. They have no bearing on me, who I am. This is a really powerful thing for me, especially when somebody says something unkind to me. Over the years of remembering that their thoughts reflect what's going on inside of them, when they lash out and say something that's truly unkind, my first thought is now, wow, they must be really hurting inside to have something like that come out.
Wow.
But to begin with, you would take it really personally, right? But just
Sure.
think that thought, what they say really doesn't reflect me. It reflects what's going on inside of them. And they're telling me a lot with the words that they choose.
Right.
There's bug spray for that one. How about this one? And this one comes from inside my head. Why are you always whining? Complain. Okay. So that's my inner critic going. But what I can counter, because my inner critic is just a part of my personality, is not me. The
Right.
me is my spirit that lives inside of me, and she's got it together. My spirit's great. So the counter to that, the bug spray, is I deserve loving care and I'm an important person. I'm doing great. Just back there. Or this one, this is one of my favorite inner critic, also one of those buggy thoughts. You're doing it wrong. It's not going to work. How many times do we hear that in our mind or from whoever we're hanging out with? You're doing it wrong. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
But this was my favorite. And this I learned from Jody Moore when she taught us that B- is good enough, which if we're here, you still
I
struggle with.
had the hardest time when you first introduced that to me. I was like,
It totally is, but I'm struggling with it because I'm not going to put a website out there that's B-. Just not doing it. It needs to be at least an A. A- I'll deal with, but not B-. So you guys, someday this website will be up and you'll be glad we got it done. Anyway, so it's not going to work. The antidote for that, the bug spray for that, is maybe it will and maybe it won't, but I will learn in my trying.
oh,
And that's what I've been using today. I'm clicking different things, and I'm moving images around, and I'm trying to change boundaries with my website. And maybe it will work and maybe it won't, especially before lunch. This is never going to work, but maybe it will work and maybe it won't. But I'm going to learn by trying. And I honestly could feel by the time I was finished with that it's going to be a great website. It may not be out for a while yet, but I am learning. And because I'm learning, I'm going to be much more independent and much more able to maintain the website for our business.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's bug spray right there.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think about chiggers? What's a chigger thought look like?
Ugh. Ugh. Things that just get in your skin and
It's
don't.
under your skin. It keeps coming up and bugging you.
Right. It's those festering thoughts. I'm trying to think of what a festering thought would be.
Sometimes my husband says something about the way my thighs or my butt might look. When we were younger, there was one day, we were way younger and he was much less well educated, where I bent over in the morning to get something and he said to me, "Ooh, you need to do sit-ups."
Oh.
It was a lot of years ago. And we were in the middle of babies, and you know what your stomach gets like when you're in the middle of babies. But it took years and years and years for it not to hurt me.
Mhm.
It really got under my skin, and I already was inadequate. I already felt inadequate and insecure about my body. So somebody that really I care about their opinion to say
Mhm.
something like that. It was definitely a chigger. And all it took was the right set of circumstances, and it would itch again and
Mm.
again and again. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong is a big trigger thought for me.
Mhm.
Yeah. What about for you?
I think the as I'm thinking about it, it's I have a hard time letting go of when I'm already in the process of doing something, and then I'll just use my mother, for example, with calling me and telling me to remember that it's my brother's birthday, you know, or, "Hey, just calling to remind you." And I'm like, "I'm 60 years old. I have
You
been
don't have to
doing this."
remind me.
And even as a teenager, it was like, of course I know it's my brother's birthday. Of course I know it was just those
Just
things get in my skin, and it's just like and I feel like it's because it's like, "What, you don't think I'm smart enough." That's the
there's the chicken.
"You
There's the
don't
chicken.
think I'm smart enough." Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Don't think about it because chiggers in Texas are a really big thing. We didn't have them in Michigan.
Yeah,
And
we
I
don't have them here. So
it,
I was curious, like, is it like a tick? But it's not.
they're little tiny. You can't even see them. And you don't know you've been bitten by one until about 2 hours after. And you start to itch, and then you realize you got chiggers by the
Mm,
next morning. Yeah. And I do have antidotes for them now, and I do have ways to take care of them. But it's always best just don't get in there to begin with. In Texas, they're in the tall grass.
okay,
So
yeah.
keep things cut down. You don't get chiggers, but they like my garden because I don't cut the garden down.
Well,
I
good.
grow things out there, so I have to be careful. Yeah. The other thing is and this is another thing about chigger thoughts. Here's another metaphor for you. When I come in from the garden, I go take a shower real quick and wash it all off. So
Mm,
I never get chiggers. So when you come in from a group meeting where you may have had some weird thoughts going on in your head,
mhm.
wash it all off before you move to the next thing so it doesn't stick. You don't get those jigger thoughts.
I love that. I love that thought. And what does that look like when you're washing it all off, like metaphorically, you know? And maybe for me, I'm a very physical person, so I might just go, just
Well,
like,
I know Jen does this.
oh,
She
she
wipes
does.
it all and shakes
Wiping
it
it
all, wipes
physically.
itself down.
Ooh, that felt good, actually.
It
Ooh,
does.
ooh,
Yeah, and you're not taking any of that energy with you. You just wipe it all off.
get that energy out. Ooh, ooh, I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. It feels really good. So,
Yeah, that
like
felt
taking a shower so you don't take those jigger thoughts with you.
yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. I'm gonna do that every day when I'm done with work.
Oh, yes, it is beautiful.
Because then maybe my brain would turn off. Like,
You'll
yeah,
see.
ooh, I like
And
that.
it feels good to go all the way down the length of your arms and then shake it.
Mm,
Yes.
so good. Guys, you have to try it.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, try it right now. It's really amazing.
Yeah. So now you know all about emotional bug repellent.
Yes.
Yes. For
Good
chiggers and for mosquitoes. Yes, different kinds. More self-care.
Yeah.
Lots of opportunities to take care of yourself this summer. Go lay
Mm,
on the beach too. You just gotta, you know, listen to the waves. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah,
sounds so
yeah. And it's July tomorrow, which means it's only 1 month until the Joy Retreat.
my gosh,
Isn't
that's
that
right.
crazy? It's actually 6 weeks because the Joy Retreat is August the 16th. So
Yes.
it's 2 weeks in, but it's really only July and then we're into August.
Oh,
You want
cool.
to tell us about the Joy Retreat?
Yeah, so we're gonna be doing another joy retreat. We're gonna be we're building upon what we learned in April, which was all about the intricacies of joy. So, where do you find the small and simple joys in your life? And we're going to build upon that. And how do we create more joy in our life by noticing those small and simple things and then And then how do we pass that along? Because that also brings us joy is when we share. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be looking at.
It's going to be amazing. And we're doing Jubilee because it's the 7th year of CMH coaching. It's
Mhm.
our Jubilee year, and we are celebrating. We've been around this long, and we'll be around at least another 7 after this. But we just wanted to share the joy of living in compassion, mindfulness, and hope. That's the CMH,
Mhm.
mindfulness and hope, and to bring that joy to the world. And as you participate in Jubilee, you will in turn be sharing joy with the people you love and with the people you run into at work or at the grocery store or wherever you happen to be. And that will leaven the whole world. It's that ripple effect.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty wonderful. And then I heard we're gonna maybe start a new book for book club. Where are we for book club?
Yeah, I think we made that decision during coaching class, which I
Want me
love.
to hold it up?
Yes, please do.
Still here.
Here we go. The Noticer by Andy Andrews. And really good. We are talking about persecutor and challenger. We are talking about the power of TED. And this is a really good example of.
It is. It is. And you guys, it's a beach book.
Oh,
Okay. It's at the beach. So if you can't get to the beach, you can read the book and be at the beach in your mind.
I love it. And they have the hard copy right now on sale at Amazon for $9
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
or $9.48 or something like that with
That's
free
awesome.
shipping. So if
Keep
you
an eye when you guys go to Amazon and you're looking for books. We're doing a study on the gifts of imperfection, Brene
Mhm.
Brown's book, in one of the masterminds that I participate in. And I went and looked and found it for $2 used. So you have to look for all formats if you
Yeah,
go to, but sometimes you can pick them up for like nothing,
I
99
know.
cents. Another book I got. Yeah.
I found the noticer, but it was $8 and something with shipping.
Might as well buy it new.
$4.48 used, and then the shipping. And I'm like, yeah, I'll just
No,
buy
just buy it new, and
hard
it'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Amazon tells me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. So next week, probably we will begin the noticer.
Yeah. Yep.
Great. That'll be great. Yes. Happy summer self-care.
Enjoy.
There may be 6 weeks of summer self-care in summer, and let's just make the most of it. Let's pack in all the sunshine and all the summer happiness and all the freedom and all the great thoughts that we can, and just let them change and let them bring us joy. Let them change our lives.
I love it.
All right. Well, you guys have a great week, and thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, it was so good to see you. Take care,
See you
guys.
later. Bye.
Bye.
With every little thought I think I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day I pave the way with every little thought I think.
Hey, thanks for joining us today in A Creator-Based Life. I hope you felt that compassion, mindfulness, and hope you came seeking today. You can find more of it at cmhcoaching.com or on Linktree/CMHcoaching. Of course, any social media outlet, we're there too. Because you felt the benefit and light in this message, please invite those you care deeply about to join us. Help us to create a ripple effect across the globe of compassion, mindfulness, and hope. Then we can create a creator-based life together. Have a great week, y'all. We'll talk to you soon.
Moment by moment, it's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day I pave the way with every little thought I think. Day by day I pave the way with every